Welcome back to Hot Takes. Yes, that's right. I'm here for the second week in a row, backed by popular demand, and another regular Hot Takes contributor.
Hi, Chris.
CP Hamill on Twitter.
Are you waiting for me to introduce myself?
Well, I mean, you can if you want. Should we do that again?
Yeah.
Standing with me is
Chris.
Yes,
27 from Leicester. Come on down.
Yes. Here for Take Me Out, but not Take Me Out.
No likey,
Hot
no
takes.
lighty.
Yeah, exactly.
Should we do an early poll? Would you keep your light on for me in the early rounds of the popular show? What's it called?
Take Me Out. That's
Take Me Out. Paddy McGuinness.
Yeah.
Now on Top Gear.
Yeah.
Hey, topical.
So. Anyway, let's get away from that and into the hot takes, because we've had some spicy ones this week. Thanks for sending them in on Twitter. And the first one comes from Daniel_6_G. And you'll like this one.
Oh yeah?
He says, it would be more appealing for Kieran Tierney to stay at Celtic for 2 more seasons than to move to Arsenal this season. Also, KT, meaning Kieran Tierney, is a perfect fit for Pep's City. Now, I'm going to let you take the stage here, because,
Thank you.
I feel like you've picked this hot take, so you can have a little rambling rant.
Relevant once a year. So when someone sends something like this in, just get my bloody claws into it, don't I? Give me your best cat impression.
Meow.
So he put his head through the flap. Rumour has it, legend has it, that he meowed at the dad.
Really? That's good, so good.
Anyway.
Let's get on with it. Kieran Tierney.
Kieran Tierney's
Your favourite cat.
take. Yeah, well, exactly. Kieran Tierney, yeah, let's talk about him. Well, first of all, that is a hot take. He's ready for the elite level of football, which is not the SPFL, is it? It's the Premier League.
Nope.
And I think he would be well suited to an Arsenal side who are going to be playing 4-3-3 next campaign. And arguably, in Kieran Tierney and Hector Bellerin, they would have the best fullbacks in the league. Kolasinac, brilliant going forward. I think was creating around 2 chances per game, but a liability in that left back role. Only really prospered when Arsenal were in a sort of 3-4-3, which they experimented with throughout various points of the season. Kieran Tierney, I think, would give you that defensive solidity and the same level of chance creation. I mean, he's completing over 2 dribbles, he's creating over 2 chances in the SPFL, but he's also doing that in the Europa League, he's also doing that in the Champions League. I think in a very strong Europa League group, his chance creation was about 1.8 key passes per 90. This is against RB Leipzig, this is against Salzburg, I think Rosenborg are in the group as well. So I don't think it's going to be too difficult for him to translate that form from Europe into the Premier League, and he's just a physical specimen. Yes, he spent some time out, but he suffers GBH during every game in Scotland. Such as his running power with the ball. Guy just does not lose any speed when he's running with the ball. He is hacked down most games, and he also likes.
Does he? There's there kind of distance on when he gets hacked down? Does he kind of fly?
Oh, does he go airborne? You know what? I think he'll be fine. He's 22, so plenty of time to recover from some of the niggling injuries that he's already received. I think he's played around 200 games for Celtic already.
Wow.
10 more European games than Dele Alli. So a really good pedigree in Europe as well. I think Dele Alli's about 14 months older, but you're getting the whole package with him. And 15 million, yeah.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. That is a bargain, isn't it?
15 mil, absolutely derisory. 25, I think, is fair for him. If he was coming from a team in the lower echelons of the Premier League, he'd be demanding the same sort of fee as Ben Chilwell, I think, at the moment. I think they're probably the same school year. They're the 2 outstanding fullbacks that aren't at top clubs in Britain at the moment.
I'd say Tierney's probably a bit of a step above Chilwell in terms of like experience and general,
And that's why I was bloody looking forward to doing this with you.
Yeah, because I'm very supportive, aren't I? Although I must admit, 2 best fullbacks in the league next season, it is going to be like a hell of an effort to top Trent and Robertson. I think based on their output last season, it's going to be one hell of an effort.
Yeah,
for
I think
fullbacks at Arsenal, where you're not necessarily going to be getting.
I should probably backtrack slightly. Don't mind admitting when I'm wrong, especially because Bellerin's going to be out for the first few games of the season, and Tierney can deputise at right back as well. So after that fullback pairing at Liverpool, you're correct. I think they'd probably be the most complete pair.
I'm kind of surprised City haven't been in the conversation for him. Like I think I think Pep would really like him. I think he needs that attacking presence on the left, like you were saying, Zinchenko has been good, but like not amazing, and it's not his specialist position. I think if you could get a specialist left back in there, like kind of Jordi Alba type, he would welcome it. But I guess they're looking at right back, aren't they? João Cancelo's been linked there.
Why would Juventus do that? Why would they let a player like João Cancelo join Manchester City?
And replace him with Kieran Tierney.
Or
not Kieran Tierney, Kieran Trippier.
Kieran Trippier. Other Kierans.
Yeah.
Other Kierans are available.
Kieran Carlin.
Kieran, spelled with a C though.
Yeah.
Carlin's not got a G in it as well. That name's all over the place.
Anyway. Who said Carlin? Carlin's got a G? Oh, Carling. Oh, yeah. But you meant like a silent G.
Beverage.
Before we go downstairs to Doogie, we've got a little thing to say. Yeah, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We've got lots of great content on this channel. Notification bell as well, so you didn't miss another video.
Yeah.
But without further ado, Doogie's got his own little hot take.
Pressing D on the lift. For down. For Doogie. For Dick.
Hello, welcome back to the Hot Takes Dungeon. It's me, Doogie, back by unpopular demand. I've got potentially the hottest hot take we have ever released. And it is that Laporte is a better centre-back than Virgil van Dijk. I know that according to Twitter, Van Dijk can do no wrong when he completes a long ball, when he makes a tackle, when he recovers and tackles Raheem Sterling and does his job. Everyone on Twitter's like, he can do no wrong. When he farts, everyone thinks it produces gold, but it doesn't. Let's look at the bare facts. Laporte, 2.2 tackles and interceptions per 90 last season. Van Dijk, 2.1 in a better defence. I would argue that only Laporte would get into Liverpool's defence. You definitely take Robertson over Zinchenko or Delph or Mendy. You put Trent over Walker, and yes, Laporte would come in over Matip or Gomez, but their defence is a whole lot better, and you could even make a case for Alisson being a better keeper than Ederson. He's also making more tackles and interceptions despite his side averaging 5.8% more possession per game last year. I will cede that Van Dijk is better in the air. He definitely is. But having said that, Laporte won 66% of his aerial duels in the Champions League last year, Van Dijk only 62%. Let's look at the main difference maker though. The passing, the ability to pass the ball. I don't think we've seen a centre-back as good on the ball as Aymeric Laporte since Rio Ferdinand. No joke. Over 89 passes per game with a 92% pass accuracy. Van Dijk, by comparison, 80 passes per game, 89% pass accuracy. Still very good, but not on Laporte's level at short-range passing. And before you all get angry and say, Laporte, oh, he can only play it short, he can only play it safe. No, he can't. No player in the Premier League made more passes into the final third than Laporte last year. I will see that Virgil van Dijk has made a bigger impact to Liverpool than Laporte's arrival has, but that's because Liverpool's defence had further to go. And the fact that they both conceded the same amount of goals per game when on the pitch last year in the Premier League shows that they can be comparable, and I think that that passing ability takes Laporte above it. Also factor in, everyone will come back being Van Dijk, great header of the ball in the opposition box, gets involved in the end of free kicks and corners. Laporte, same amount of goal contributions in the Prem last year, and he played 3 fewer games. So that was my case for Laporte being better than Van Dijk. To clarify, I don't think he's better than a lot, and I do think they are the best 2 centre-backs in the league by quite some distance. But yeah, that's my case for it. Let's go back upstairs for the rest of the episode. Enjoy it, guys.
All right, Doogie, chill out, mate.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Bit ahead of
What's
himself.
the next hot
So
take?
the next hot take is from a man called THFC on Twitter, and he has a little face of Daniel Levy in his pic. I think this man is trying to pass himself off as Daniel Levy,
Undercover
and
Levy.
the hot take says that as well, because he has said Tanguy Ndombele for £55 million will be the best buy of the summer. And interesting because there have been a lot of reports saying that it's going to be more than 55 million. It's going to be like 60 or 65
mil,
but clearly this man who thinks he's Daniel Levy maybe has the inside track that Daniel Levy wants to spend a bit
extra
less.
layer to his tweets where he's being savvy, he's being money conscious.
I mean, this would be a fascinating deal, wouldn't it? Because it's the two of the most hard to please chairmen in the European game negotiating a deal. To the most unnegotiable people.
Yeah, but maybe
that'd be pretty amazing.
Maybe they just have that respect for one another.
Yeah,
and
true.
they'll just come to terms with things quicker.
I like this guy. So I did a little bit of number crunching with Ndombele, and obviously he's a very decent player, pretty complete midfielder.
Number crunches, they could be our FD cereal. Just loads of X's and G's.
Yeah, and Pat's face just on a little morsel.
Miserable breakfast that'd be.
But back to Ndombele, obviously pretty young still, obviously a massive talent, only 22. He'd actually be 2 years younger than Kevin De Bruyne was when he went to Man City for a similar price in 2015. And we're in a post-Neymar world now, post-Neymar to PSG world, so that actually makes it more impressive on Tottenham's part for being able to get him at this price because the transfer market is so inflated. Yeah, I think so too. Considering his performances in Ligue 1 last season, he's got 98 appearances for Lyon already over 2 seasons. Excellent in the UCL as well last season. Got 2 goals to his name, which, fairly rare for a player who plays in his kind of position, but he does put himself about 3.2 tackles and interceptions per 90, 58 passes a game, 89% accuracy, 2.1 dribbles, 72% dribble success, and 1.6 key passes. So that kind of all-round midfielder, the kind of numbers that you kind of expect to see from someone like Paul Pogba. Obviously, he doesn't put in the defensive work that many think he should. He does also lose the ball nearly twice a game, which is something that you could imagine maybe holding him back a little bit in the Premier League, at least to begin with. Considering Ligue 1, you get a lot more time on the ball. In the Prem, he could be that could jump up to maybe 2.5, 3 times a game losing the ball. And in Tottenham's midfield, that you can't really be doing that. But I feel like, given his skill set, given his physicality, given his athleticism, that's something that he can get coached out of him, especially under a manager like Pochettino.
It would be interesting to see where he loses the ball though, because I can't imagine it's in positions that are too advantageous for the opposition, because his responsibility in that team is ball progression, and he's exceptional at it. Very, very adept at taking the initiative to the opposition side, and also because of his ability to unlock defences in and around the box with smart little flicks and tricks and cute little passes. I imagine that's where he loses the ball quite a lot. So,
for sure.
Maybe
he finds himself out wide sometimes as well.
Exaggerated from the kind of outside looking in. Because obviously they have Aouar, who I think contributed 14 goals across the domestic league in the season. So maybe he's just a victim of circumstance there, that he's really got to get Lyon up the pitch, get the ball to the likes of Memphis Depay and Nabil Fekir. I absolutely love Ndombele. He wouldn't be a Fernandinho replacement, would he? Because he's far more advanced in his thinking than that Fernandinho.
Do you mean Dembele?
I'm thinking of for other teams, sorry. Just work him away to Tottenham, because Tottenham definitely need him. He ticks multiple boxes, and I do like that Tottenham are going after players that are sort of multi-skilled. Like Lo Celso, just found out today it's pronounced Chelsea.
Really?
Not Celso. Although I feel like I'll carry on saying Celso because it's become like the new truth.
You say Ceballos though, don't you?
Danny
it should
Ceballos.
be Ceballos.
Is it Ceballos as well?
Ceballos,
all over the shop. Van Straat, I just had him tut somewhere. He's rolling of the tongue. Yet to be perfected by me. But I think he'd be incredible for City, but City probably don't need him as much as Tottenham. Tottenham are in desperate need of specialists. And I would be overpaying, even if I was Daniel Levy. I think he's probably willing to overpay by 10 to 15 if it means that they don't have to sign 2 players instead of Ndombele. If they get him and Lo Celso in this window, that'd be superb.
That would be crazy.
Considering that Arsenal can't stump up 25 million for Kieran Tierney. Pathetic.
Not
if
great,
anything.
is it?
So Arsenal probably having the worst summer, aren't they, in the top 4 or top 6? Could be our title. Might be why I've just thrown that on the end. So.
There we go. There we go. Time for the non-footballing hot take. It's the best time of the show, and this one comes from Aaron McAllister, and this one is aimed at you, Hamill.
Stinker.
He says, at Zach Gelab's hair cut is nicer than CP Hamill's.
Surely he can't believe this.
He's got him where it's hurt. He's got you where it hurts.
Low below.
Bang in the stomach.
Straight in the stomach.
Or in the balls.
Good
Knee in the balls.
Good technique from you there.
Yeah.
Love the rigidity of your body.
Yeah.
Like a Skyrim character.
Yeah.
But
so no one can move me.
What do I think to this hot take? I hear you asking, Michael.
What do you think? You got to defend yourself.
Bloody. But I have to defend myself. Speaks for itself, doesn't it? Go on. So just put a little mouth on it, James. Or just keep the shot of me leaning in for no apparent reason in there. Probably what it would do. Yeah. Let's actually do a hair rater for Football Daily.
Yeah.
Okay. Who are your top 3?
I think Zach is up there actually. I do think Zach's up there. I think the one thing I defend is perhaps. I think Zach, when he comes out of the barbers, his hair probably looks better than you when you come out of the barbers, because you have to do a bit more of the morphing yourself, don't you? Whereas Zach's hair just kind of sorts itself out. He just gets out of bed in the morning and looks like that.
Natural style.
Yeah.
Just
like
and that's something I have to live with. I look like an absolute raging No.
I don't know. I think you should go for the floppage one day. I think you should try it out. Yeah.
I have that problem in a few walks of life.
Yeah.
Struggling.
Don't we all? Pat actually said that I had the worst hair in Football Daily. So
but you don't try. You don't try.
I don't really
like
try.
If someone said Chris has the worst hair, I'd be mortified because I make a very conscious effort. Like it takes me, you know, I will only fare as well as my haircut in this life, in this thing that we call life, Michael. Yeah. That's how my success is dependent on the fade. Without it, I'm nothing. It's a source of all my powers. I actually think you should get a fade. I think you'd go around chopping the galdem after that, to be perfectly honest. I think you'd be an unstoppable force.
Chopping's a bit of a weird verb, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'd look a bit childish with a fade, personally.
Really?
I feel like I would. Yeah. I think I'd look a bit me outside McDonald's, like Zach.
Should we say 5k likes and you get? I reckon you get a fade.
Let's say 10k likes. 10k likes and I'll get a fade.
That should be the title of this video.
Yeah. I'll go into the barbers and instead of like the other day, being like, oh, can I have a wash? And he'd be like, oh, why do you want a wash? So I was like, oh, he was like, what kind of cut do you want? I was like, just a cut. He was like, oh, what, a scissor cut then? I was like, yeah, scissors, you know, cut with scissors.
Yeah.
He was going to go for the machine, and I've never had a machine. Yeah, he was going to go for the machine. I thought he was good. And actually, towards the end of the cut, he started using the machine on me, and I was like, oh, is he actually giving me a cheeky fade at the back?
He just can't resist.
I was like, God, have I said the wrong thing? And
Clippers is the word we're looking for, not machine.
That's what they call them though, machine cuts. Machine cuts.
I remember once going into a Tony guy and I was like, oh, can I have the clippers at the side? He went, we only use scissors in here. I was like clippers, something to be frowned upon. Safe to say, I never bloody went back, Michael.
There's less craft in the old clippers, I feel.
Oh, that's what you think.
Yeah, but I don't see why touching someone else's leg on the tube, you know, it's fine. So that's all we have time for on this week's Hot Takes. Obviously, you know, if you want some more Hot Take fun, go check out the other episodes. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell.
Yeah.
Hammer, what else should they watch on this channel?
They should watch Star Wars over in Europe Football Daily. They should watch Awkward Fever over on FDFC. And they should tune into 2 podcasts, not one, Michael Extra Time, and The Game's Gone Mad by Olivia Dont. Shout out to everyone and, you know, stay safe on the streets.
Yes.